It was a sunny afternoon in the forest, and Grizzy was finally enjoying a quiet moment with his favorite honey jar. He had just settled into his chair when he heard a strange, squishy sound coming from the kitchen. Curious, he tiptoed over, only to find the lemmings bouncing around on a strange, glowing jelly that seemed to have appeared out of nowhere. Yip-way-pee, they squeaked joyfully as they bounced higher and higher, giggling uncontrollably. One lemming slid across the floor like a jelly skateboard, while another tried to stack gummy bears on top of a jelly puddle. Grizzy frowned. "Not again, what is this jelly madness?" he groaned, slipping slightly as he stepped on a wobbly puddle. The lemmings, of course, saw this as the perfect opportunity for chaos. They grabbed spoons, cups, and even Grizzy's honey jar, using them to launch jelly globs at each other and, accidentally, at Grizzy. He tried to dodge the flying jelly, but every movement made him slip further. Soon, the entire kitchen was a slippery, wiggling mess. Grizzy realized the jelly wasn't ordinary. It shimmered in rainbow colors and seemed to respond to the lemmings' excitement. Every time they laughed, it wobbled more, jumping higher and forming funny shapes. Jelly towers, jelly bridges, even jelly balloons floating toward the ceiling. "Oh no, this is getting out of hand," Grizzy yelled, trying to catch a jelly blob that bounced toward his head. Determined to regain control, Grizzy grabbed a broom and tried to herd the lemmings. But every step he took made him slide, spin, and crash into jelly puddles. The lemmings bounced off him like tiny rubber balls, squeaking with laughter. One of them even leapt onto his back and clung tight, sending Grizzy spinning across the kitchen like a pinball. The chaos spilled into the living room. Jelly puddles stretched like bridges across the floor, lemmings were bouncing on the furniture, and Grizzy slid down a jelly ramp straight into the fridge. He popped out covered in jelly, honey dripping from his fur, looking both frustrated and hilariously silly. Suddenly, one clever lemming discovered a glowing jelly cube that floated on its own. "Yip-way-pee," they cheered, tossing it in the air. When it landed, it burst into hundreds of tiny jelly critters that began hopping around the cabin. Grizzy groaned. "I give up. Seriously, how do I even stop this?" As the afternoon turned into evening, Grizzy realized the jelly had one amazing property. It was fun. He couldn't help but laugh as the lemmings bounced, slid, and tumbled around him. Slowly, he joined in, sliding down jelly ramps, spinning in puddles, and tossing jelly globs into the air. The forest echoed with laughter, squishy boing sounds, and the happy chaos of the lemmings' creativity. By nightfall, the jelly began to shrink back into tiny glowing cubes, and the cabin returned to normal. The lemmings, exhausted from bouncing and playing, curled up in a jelly-free pile, snoring softly. Grizzy sat on his chair, sticky and tired, sipping honey with a smile. "Maybe, jelly isn't so bad," he muttered, glancing at the little rainbow cubes shimmering in the corner.